My, oh my, man. This is wild work. It's crazy work. This is why the Browns are the Browns. Now, Cleveland Browns. The media is now talking about Andrew Berry bringing in Ty Simpson. And there's real interest in the Cleveland Browns organization in Ty Simpson. And if he's there at the 24th pick, we want to see Ty Simpson selected in the first round for the Cleveland Browns. This is the typical anybody but Shedeur Mafia campaign that continues to go on and on and on. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification to hype the video. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. We have to take a look at this here. We start here. Now, this was a post by the Dogs of Cleveland Browns podcast, and this interview actually took place on the Ken Carman show over on there on 92.3 The Fan. Here it says, Mike Renner, CBS Sports, was on 92.3 The Fan talking about the Browns taking Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson with the 24th pick in the first round. He was quoted as saying, I think he does a lot of NFL things. He's very physically gifted, good arm, good athlete. From weeks 2 to 8, he looked like a franchise QB prospect. I would take the risk. He flashed enough for me. So from weeks 2 to 8, we talking about 6 games. Now we talking about Ty Simpson. See, we ignoring all the other games. We're gonna ignore the other 6 games he played. How many other? I think he played 12 games total or something like that. We're going to ignore the other 6 games, and we're just gonna look at weeks 2 through 8. What? What are we talking about here? Renner said the only wide receiver prospects available at 24 will be wide receiver 2 type players at best. In his opinion, Ty Simpson represents a lottery ticket at 24 that no other prospect presents. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, man. It just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. Todd Monken has already let you know the plan. You got Shedeur and Deshaun. Those are going to be – Shedeur is going to be the starter. Deshaun Watson, $80 million cap hit. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to be the backup. They're not taking Ty Simpson in the first round. They need receivers. They need linemen. This team needs a lot. Ty Simpson will step in and be – you want Ty Simpson to step in and have those same weapons that are trash, have Jerry Jeudy as the number 1 wide receiver, and have that offensive line that can't block nobody, and you think is going to work and be successful? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Let's give it a listen, man.
So if the Browns at number 24 went and took Ty Simpson, you would say that's a mistake?
I would not. I might be higher on Ty Simpson than a lot of people. I think he's kind of like a NBA lottery pick where – you get to see the guy for 1 year. You liked what you saw for a little bit of it. You hated what you saw for some of it. But I do think he does a lot of NFL things, and I think he's very physically gifted. He's got a very good arm. He's a good athlete, and you didn't see it in the second half of the season because he was really banged up. He had a back injury and then a rib injury, and that's obviously not
injuries.
The best thing in the world to be that injured in your 1 year as starter. But I think it's makes you feel better about the fact that there was a chunk, probably from weeks 2 through weeks 8 last season, where he looked like a franchise quarterback prospect before kind of the wheels fell off. So I would take the risk, and again, especially in this class where it's pick 24. Like I said, the wide receiver you're drafting isn't a wide receiver 1. He's probably a wide receiver 2 or a complimentary guy. I'd take another swing at the bat just because it's that valuable position, and he flashed enough for me.
Do you care what guys do at the combine, especially when there's a story that Mendoza is not going to throw? I see the Shedeur Sanders fans are all in an uproar because they felt like everybody dinged him for what he didn't do at the combine.
No. Why
are you laughing? Really wait. What's going on there, Mike?
Anthony Lima always got to try to take shot. Yo, you such a bozo and a hater. He's such a bozo and a hater, man. Anthony Lima is a straight clown and a hater, man.
A little bit of it,
everybody dinged him for what he didn't do at the combine.
Look at him.
No. Why
are you laughing? Really wait. What's going on there, Mike?
Well, I'm laughing because there's different levels to these things, right? I mean, when a guy is the surefire number one overall pick, just won a national championship, you don't have to do the process, right? Like there's when you're Marvin Harrison Jr., you don't have to test pre-draft to go number 3 overall, right? Like when you're a guy, you don't have to. When you're one of many, that's when you need to separate yourself. And so I do like to see, I prefer a prospect to test. I prefer a prospect to do the process. I prefer him to do the interviews and all. Like, you prefer it. And so if it's guys that are close together and one guy opts out, one guy doesn't, probably going to lean towards the guy who didn't opt out.
Man, these dudes be clowns, bro. Anthony Lima's a straight clown.
At the top of your list.
Yeah,
Why?
because one team might think Caleb Downs is the be all end all. Another one might say I got to get up there to get Carnell Tate. Whereas the Browns are in a position where they could pick up. Would you take next year's second round pick to drop 2 spots?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
There's a couple deals like that could be in play. You might be able to do it twice.
I mean,
go 6 to 8 and 8 to 10 for 2 number 2s next year.
but you better be right that you don't trade somebody a great player.
Right, and you end up with Mama Noah. I mean, that could happen.
We'll see, Pete. The one thing I would say about and trading back, maybe at 6 you're going to get kind of a blue chip kind of guy. The further you go, there's a finite number of those, and 6 is probably borderline for most of them, for most drafts as well.
I love the idea of trading down. It sounds great to me. The problem I run into with this whole theory is who are people trading up for? Because I just don't see a whole lot of teams saying, I'm going to give up assets to go get a safety. It could happen. I would be shocked if it did. The other part about this, and the dynamic that's going to be really interesting to watch play out, is 2027 draft assets. 2027 is supposed to be a historic class, and quarterback is certainly part of that, but there's a whole lot of other positions that are going to be there. Jeremiah Smith, Dylan Stewart from South Carolina. There's a long line of these guys. The left tackle from Texas. It is a star-studded class, and I will be curious to see if teams are inclined to move those picks or not, especially in these types of situations. So that's the other part that I think makes it really complicated and tricky to say, well, a team's going to give up their second-round pick to move up to 2 spots. No, they're not. They're going to hold on to those picks like grim death. And it's going to be really interesting to see if teams are not more willing to take a massive loss in trade relative to 2026 picks if it means getting them 2027 picks, and if the Browns could potentially like trade up in this draft if they really wanted to from like 39, say, and get up a third first-round pick because the price is so cheap because teams just don't think the value's there like they do for next year. There are multiple teams already planning for 2027 and